is Friday, April 30. Welcome to CGN News. Trinidad and Tobago has announced stricter measures to curb the spread of COVID-19 after the country recorded 328 new cases of the virus in 24 hours, pushing the overall total past 10,000. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley told a news conference that the new measures would go into effect from midnight Thursday. He said all restaurants, bars, malls, places of entertainment, fitness centers and places of worship will be closed. The government also announced that the police would now be able to enter private homes and end activities that violate the existing health protocols. Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton says 39,000 Jamaicans will be eligible to get their second jab of the AstraZeneca vaccine beginning next week. He made the announcement during Thursday's COVID Conversations digital press conference. The minister said 40,000 doses of the batch received this week are reserved for the individuals eligible for their second shot. The remaining 15,200 pooled with 11,800 previously in stock will be used to continue administering shots to priority groups. Heavy rainfall on Thursday worsened the problems caused by the erupting La Soufrière volcano as it resulted in major flooding, landslides and mud flows. There are also several reports of flooding and landslides in and around the capital and its surroundings. An advisory from the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, said the red zone could be impacted by mud flows as ash deposits are thickest in these areas. The public is asked to exercise caution, especially persons living near rivers and streams and in areas prone to landslides, NEMO said. A weather advisory remains in effect. Costa Rica will for the next week close non-essential businesses due to a sharp increase in new COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations, the government said Thursday. Effective May 3, restaurants, bars, malls, gyms and churches must close in 45 municipalities where almost half the population lives and over two-thirds of new cases have been registered. The government will also impose travel restrictions during the week. Health Minister Daniel Salas announced 2,781 new daily infections, a record number. Costa Rica has so far reported almost 249,000 cases of COVID-19 and some 3,200 fatalities. 10% of the population has so far been vaccinated. Jamaica's travel ban on the United Kingdom will be lifted as of May 1. The ban was instituted as part of the measures under Jamaica's Disaster Risk Management Act. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says the reopening of the borders will enable critical gateways to have transit for passengers who are fully compliant with protocols required for international travel. The Jamaica Tourist Board said that with the global deployment of COVID-19 vaccines, there has been an increase in confidence as it relates to travel and tourism. The board noted that since reopening its borders last June, Jamaica has welcomed approximately 1.5 million visitors. A year after the Jamaican government established the COVID Allocation of Resources for Employees CARE program, $300 million remains uncollected by applicants. The authorities have intensified efforts to find persons who have not yet collected the funds. The funds comprise supporting employees with the transfer of cash, set cash grants, general grants and compassionate grants dispersed to remittance agencies at the request of applicants. However, despite months of repeated SMS text messages, phone calls and emails, the applicants are yet to show up. The CARE program will make a final attempt to find these individuals by publishing their names in newspapers on May 8. At least 44 people have been killed in a crush at a crowded religious festival in the northeast of Israel. Dozens more were injured at the Lag Bomer Festival, which takes place annually at the foot of Mount Meron. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu described it as a heavy disaster and has traveled to the scene. Tens of thousands of Orthodox Jews attended the festival, making it the largest event in Israel since the coronavirus pandemic began. The country's successful vaccination program has allowed it to lift many restrictions, but health officials had still warned of the risk of COVID-19. A U.S. judge has refused to dismiss Amazon's allegations that political interference cost the company a $10 billion Pentagon contract. The 10-year JEDI contract is aimed at making the U.S. Defense Department more technologically agile. Amazon had been considered the favorite to win. However, the contract was eventually awarded to Microsoft. The tech giant alleges Trump's dislike of its founder, Jeff Bezos, influenced the final decision. The ruling on Wednesday means that Trump could be among those who are asked to appear in court as part of any future proceedings. The Zulu royal family in South Africa has announced the death of its monarch, Queen Shwe Mantfombi, just a month after she became regent. Queen Mantfombi, 65, became interim leader of the country's largest ethnic group after the death of her husband. She was admitted to hospital a week ago, South African media reported. Queen Mantfombi held the highest status among the king's wives as she came from royalty. She had 8 children, including 5 sons with the late king. Their eldest son, 47-year-old Prince Mzulu, is the favorite to take the throne, reports say. And finally, the personal mobile phone number for Britain's Prime Minister Boris Johnson has been freely available on the internet for the past 15 years, it has been revealed. It was published in a press release in 2006, but never deleted, and appears to be the one the PM uses. Labour MP Rachel Hopkins says the availability of the PM's number had implications for security, lobbying, and the risk of blackmail. Downing Street has declined to comment on this story. The BBC says that it has called the number several times since the story emerged, but the phone now appears to be switched off, only giving the option to send a text rather than leave a message. That's it for CGN News. I'm Scott Wilson. Thanks for watching.